Now we're recording. Okay. Good
Okay.
morning.
Good morning. It's a beautiful day.
Yeah. And I saw our last recording had a lot of viewers.
A lot of
A lot of people watched it.
yeah, absolutely. And I got a lot of feedback from many different people who have experienced a lot of different reactions and everything from deep healing, emotional healing, galactic and personal openings.
Yeah.
So actually, it seems to be like our energy merged together have a huge span, and
Yeah.
that I
Yeah.
find very interesting.
That's what I experienced as well. There were even one person. I was normally put a light language healing on it, but then
Mhm.
now I felt it was better that it was a female, so that she watched our video and she watched it, and it was
Mhm.
getting really deep into her.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
I also heard several people say that they had the urge to watch it several times with a few days apart, just because it was so much uh, layered information within the way we spoke and the way the energy was brought in, because it was far out galactic from very celestial bodies and all the way down to the deepest levels of our earth. Consciousness and earthly stuff.
yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Really interesting. Our energy was really working together, really cooperating. It was really nice to.
Yeah.
We know that, of course, but it was really nice
Yeah.
to feel that again and
Yeah.
to be assured in that again. So that's really
Yeah.
helpful. But in
Yeah.
the meantime, it's already a whole week ago,
Mm.
and so
Yeah.
much happened in the meantime.
Yeah. It has a
So
lot.
yeah, for me especially, my energies. There's numerous of new dialects came through.
Okay.
Yeah, I spoke to guy Leo Ross Sugar. I don't think I pronounce his name really the way it should be, but he's a young English guy, and he's a galactic translator and
Mm.
universal. He translates almost anything. He works with planets, things like that. And he's telling me a lot of interesting, nice facts for me on how
Wow.
my energy works and what I'm
Yeah.
capable of. And every time I feel energy coming through me, um, it's every time a new dialect
Mm.
if I talk to him. So probably
Yeah.
I will talk some new dialects to you as well today. Um,
That's interesting. Yeah.
interesting how it can be received by you. So that's why I tell it. That's not to be bragging, but it's just that if I choose new dialects because I don't choose them myself. They just come up. They pop up. They want to go through there. And one of the interesting things was that he was a bit astonished that he said my guides are from another system, so they needed to be translated.
Mm.
So that was and he showed, and that is activating something in me at the moment
Mm.
already. Um,
Yeah.
so they needed to be translated, and that could be a struggle for me in the near future. That to find the right translators.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So
But
it's
yeah, we are in a special time where we are actually bridging the energies from very far out levels for everything to come together, and in that bridging, our true talents comes forward, and they might even be a surprise to us.
I stopped thinking about it. Just I let will show, and then it's okay. And
Yeah.
yeah, that was the whole part when I was working with Nicola.
Mhm.
Then one of the issues for me was to find the trust, and I think I'm getting there. I'm not really there yet, but because there's always
Mhm.
something like a little voice going like. Uh, but I think I'm getting there, and one of my aids to get into to the trust is to get out of the expectations.
Yeah.
So when I'm not expecting anything, then it's easier to
Mm.
trust. For that's for one reason, and the second reason
Yeah.
is that when I don't expect anything, there is no pressure on it.
Yeah.
So it's easier to just let it come when it comes.
Yeah.
And that's,
Yeah.
but there's something really interesting. It's good. Can I start? Because something
Yeah.
pushing through now.
Yeah.
It's feeling really strong.
It is very strong because what I could see was immediately like, talk about another system, it was a spiral that came through and it just came deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper down, and then it ended up into my heart space.
Mm.
So I'm just going to ground that energy through me now. Kia ke tēnā me ia kakatana a ea koto. E ia katatana mana e ia kokotini ni a. A hoia kokotona me e ai kokotona nami. A shwa wakatana na 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 na. A shwa wakatana na na na. Shwa wakatana na 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 na. So you actually started out with bringing in codes from that star system that is like you're a conduit for right now. And the code from that comes in to help all of us kind of bridge the separation that there's been between our bodies and our what we call our higher self.
Yeah.
But not only that, but it helps bridge us as galactic beings, because a lot of beings, when we come down here, we have a step down process. We go to one planet and we adjust to those energy, and we kind of leave a part of us because we step down and go down to a lower vibrating planet, and then we end up here. And it's like we are bridging and integrating all of that, and those codes you brought through helps bridge it, because they can come all the way down. And it was very strong.
Yeah.
It's one of those parts that I will choose to listen to a multiple of times, because it's so multi-layered, and it's like my body needs to first integrate a set of codes, and when they are integrated, I need to integrate the next level. What was your feeling when you brought it through?
Yeah, and so do I understand it? It's bridging.
It's bridging.
Yeah, bridging the galactic energies we lost when we went to
because we kind of stepped down, and when you step down, you can't bring all the energy down to the next level, because it's simply too high. It won't fit into that energetic system. So we kind of need how to say, energy levels or energy imprints of ourself all the way down.
Yeah.
Some call it aspects, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
But we are bringing all that together as much as possible into our, what we call our new humanness, our new human form. We are activating our original blueprint that was designed to carry all this.
Interesting.
Mm.
Because I don't have a clue. That's what I told you. I don't have a clue what I'm doing. That's a good thing.
Yeah, one of the things that I've experienced by talking star language and having connection to many different star system and galactic beings is that there have been many parts within us that have been laying dormant, awaiting the right codes or the right triggers to awaken. And usually, especially earlier when I was connected to other beings, they came in and their energy helped wake up part of that dormant, and that was their mission. It's not like they came to give me the big galactic truths. They came to wake up that part of me that they had a resonance to.
Yeah, yeah. Beautiful.
And that's why many of us really have had a lot of different connection. At one point, it could be Pleiadians, then Syrians, then Andromedans, Arcturians. It's because they all carry different types of codes that help our bodies wake up or can support them in waking up. Yeah?
Beautiful.
So that's all of a star energy. And also some of us have stronger connection, like to the Pleiadians or the Syrians or the Arcturians. And then we need a stronger connection to them in order to support our humanness in waking up and adapting to that kind.
Okay, that's cool to understand. There's more. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Okay, let's see. Okay.
That was first very personal, and then it went out in the resonance field to be part of the collective energy. What I first saw was, it was like I was handed over or given like a book of knowledge. I think that's the best, easiest way to explain it. Like knowledge. And then I just allowed that energy to penetrate my cells and my entire being. And suddenly it was like we call a crack of space. And then I saw like a star map.
Wow.
Yeah. And that was very interesting. I didn't manage to stay long enough to really pinpoint everything. I just brought in the image, but I will listen to just this sequence later and see what I can get, because it was like a map. Okay, you can there and been there and there and there, and that's the road to the next. And there's a white hole that you go through, and then you go there. So it was like a road map. It was very interesting. Let me see.
Like a treasure map.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Super, Joseph. Let me see if I can get something to mirror that also a little bit back to you.
Wow.
It just needed to be brought a little bit into yourselves.
The funny thing is that last Sunday I was told that I would in near time I would get somehow a book.
Okay.
And that book would be making everything clear for me.
Yeah. That is a very good explanation of what I call the book of knowledge, because that was the first thing I could use that made kind of common sense. I actually think it was that, because it was like it was activated and put together. It was not only to fly through you to other, but it was to be brought into your system and integrated within you, so that you can fully benefit from what was brought through. Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah.
I guess the two of us and the rest is going to have a quite interesting next week.
Yeah. It's very interesting. I would love to hear comments from people, because this is for us is interesting already. But if others can comment on that, it would be really nice, so we can make something out of it for the next time.
Absolutely.
It feels really okay. There's a bit more still. The funny thing was, last time I was talking to you, it was going into steps from in my field, and every time I went a place lower, and there was some information, so it almost seems to be a similar way. So
Yeah.
it's getting a bit more, for me in the beginning, it was more in the center of the heart, on the chest bone. That's for me the center of the heart, and now it's getting a little bit lower between the solar plexus and the center of the, so maybe it's the lower heart, something like that. And it's like
Kishanana, a koi cocoton maya, aya cocotini, ia cacatana, a make catanana, yokoi to Sasha, mirketanana, koi cocotiana, I, yokotona. That was again for me, or my experience, bridging, but on a very, very physical level. Many of us have come in, or if not all of us, have come in with access to a very high energy field, which is what we also often term as our higher self. Bringing this together in a body have always been a challenge for a lot of us, because it's kind of easier to bring down the high energy down to the heart, but from there and below, it has not been easy because the stretch, the polarities have been too big, and our experience have been too hurtful or too painful. So I felt this was kind of coming down, almost like if you use a pyramid shape coming down, and then there was a shape coming up from Mother Earth, and they kind of bridged, and they make this, like this one. A portal in the middle part of me, which I felt, of course, it's always a personal thing, but it went very, very out in the collective as a collective support in helping people to bridge it kind of very, very physically into the body. So it was like it expanded, and it held a beautiful energy, and then expanded, and there came some information to me for the body to feel safe about this. That it is finally okay to bring all this down and to radiate it out, and to allow us from our middle part to really shine all this beautiful light that is here for us. Just like when you wake up in the morning, and the first thing I used to think is that, okay, how can I allow my universe to shine through this physical vessel this day? And it was the same feeling here, like how much can my humanness, my physical body, manage to shine through of this? How much can I manifest? And it's very important to actually integrate that energy, because it is what is shining through inside out that is creating our new reality. We all talk about a new reality and a new world and a new consciousness and all this, but it happens through the physical body. And it's our cells, our entire inner structure that needs to shine this out. And what I've seen from myself is that when that light really comes in and shines through, it's like my skin disappears, and there's a crystalline being, a complete crystal being within me. I can even look into that body and see my inner organs, and they're like glowing and pulsating with yellow-orange light. And as my inner being is allowed to freely shine out that light, it's like a new geometry. It's being shaped, which is kind of a foundation for how to experience the new reality, how it is kind of rebuilt, both in colors, both in shapes, both our inner understanding. So I felt what you brought through had a lot to do with just that part of our. It's also, it feels important because for me it is our next step of our evolution.
Wow, interesting, beautiful. Beautiful is how you can describe that. It's very, very interesting. And question which goes around in my mind is how this can be helpful for the collective, listening to it and embodying it, because you can feel it so profound. You can really be so precise in how it's in all your senses, how it's felt. And if somebody like me who's not that on alert what's happening exactly, how can somebody has an advantage on this as well? Can you say something about that?
Yeah, the only thing you need to do actually is to listen to it, because when experience from in or within my body, that experience makes a reference point for the collective.
Okay.
So when I allow that to kind of shine through and be part of the what I call the resonance field or the collective field, everybody who taps into it or resonate with it, their cells and their light particles and everything they consist of will be given that information. And if they resonate with it, they will pick it up and they will vibrate with it. And their body will kind of integrate that, so that it's always like that when something new happens. It's also what they call the 100 monkey effect. Suddenly someone does something, it's placed out in the collective field, and suddenly a lot of beings started doing all over the place.
Oh yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, so that's how so that's why I say it doesn't need to be difficult anymore. It's easy.
That's what I like.
Yeah, and give up the resistance, because there's actually nothing to resist, because everything is us anyway. It's all about how we choose to respond or react to it.
From the heart.
From the heart.
That's the
from
only,
all.
Yeah,
from us.
yeah, beautiful. Oh, wow. But this is already better than the last time. It's more. Yes, it's like it feels like more. Pick the right word for it, but it feels like more warmth in it. There's more heart warmth. Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
because the last time we kind of stepped the energy down.
Yeah.
A bit by bit, or bridged it down, and when it's down and rooted, then you can start to expand the field, and then it's when the.
And that's what I feel. That's the expansion. Yeah. That's why it's different indeed. Okay, so but we go a step little bit more down. That's more the solar plexus now. If it's okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Let's see what comes from the solar plexus.
It was so beautiful, because it was like there was these beings within and around us talking to us and said, "Oh, you beautiful ones, can't you see there's no need to struggle with empowerment and power under and power under? You don't need to fight anything. You don't need anything. All you need to do is kind of find a harmonious spot that you can resonance with within every being, within everything, and build upon that. And everything can be joyous. Everything can be that beautiful." And the energy that came through on the solar plexus kind of lifted that heaviness that you often can find in the solar plexus, but a deep-seated, deep-rooted contrast stays within us. It lifted it actually to a new and very, very playful level.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was like all of us started to giggle inside and say, yes, that's it. That's actually, that is what I actually also call or refer to as the new masculine energy, because that's what it is. It's playful, it's joyous, it have a lot of solution, it kind of helps the space. It's like, oh yes, I can be here. It's a good place to stay, you know.
Beautiful. Wow.
So that was absolutely a stunning a piece of energy that you brought through no, that was not energy, that was consciousness. It was absolutely beautiful part of consciousness that you made available. Absolutely.
It felt really nice to do it, and I was
yeah.
For me it was like it's really funny because I don't know what's coming, and then this came out. It was like, wow, this feels good. It feels nice.
It's like we don't want to play those games anymore. Let's let's find something new. Let's find something that's more playful, to joyous, to to give our attention to, and absolutely more of that energy.
I love it.
Yeah. I love it too. I mean, it was like, oh wow, yes, I want to play here too, you know.
Beautiful, yeah. So wow. Okay, let's go a little bit lower, and just below the solar plexus. It's about 10 centimeters above my belly button.
That was surfing the waves. When you get into the energy of life as we have known it, it's an ebb and a flow. And even my experiences on higher levels, what we call higher levels of or faster vibrating consciousness, even though there is no polarity the way we know it, there's still a surf. And it felt like I was placed on a surfboard and the waves came and they were smooth, and suddenly a big one came, and it was like, you got to balance, just stay here, just stay, you got to balance. And no matter what life provides for you or what you've chosen to experience through any kind of shape or form you choose to incarnate into, just go with it, just go with it. And it was like again, that energy on those levels of our body was lifted to a brighter level. Let's see. Kiene me ei keketina a oi kokotio me e iokoto me e yashakataine e oyakonini o oi keketiasho e nei me tiana na a e kiokoto ama na 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 na. And it's all like embracing life.
Wow, yeah.
Because what they're showing me now is that you're not only meant to stand on that surfboard, but you're meant to become the surfboard. You're also meant to become the waves, the energy waves, so that there's no separation between you and anything. It's just like the entire flow. You become it, and when you become it, you master it, and then you can dive into and choose any experience you choose. You want to, whatever it is. And it's not about having a good or bad experience, but it's about how does that feel?
Yeah.
How is it in that ground? How is it to play there? Oh my God, that's interesting. You know, that could be very, very nice. So it's like an upgrade those levels, and they become quite sensual. in the way they move, because they kind of takes you slowly, beautifully, like a kind of sensual play.
Interesting, beautiful.
And it also gives me a feeling of entering a very sacred space within us, where we knew this, and we knew how to play in these energies, what we call the magical realms, fairy realms, but also having to do with bringing the ceremonies back into our lives, so that whatever we do it with a blessing, with a gratefulness, and an attunement to whatever I do. It has to benefit all life, because I am all life. I am that wave. I am that consciousness. And why should I do anything that could ever harm me or anyone else? So it's a return to that innocent part of us who knew how to play in those realms.
Wow, yeah.
Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah. feels really good. When you tell me, when you translate it for me like this, the energy was interesting, but this really resonates. That really feels like, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Something is already there. It's a little bit lower. It's a bit, for me now, it's like a little burning energy. I feel. Okay, let me see. Shota shotortoi stortoi tatarti shorotoi mohota tartati torto mohota taya torto oi star otoi oto taira doro oi shokorta tai to fotortai toi shotorta tai tiro tairo to torta tai to ratatai do patatai to torta potor
I'm just going to bring in a celestial galactic part of this. Aine iye kato ne yo iyo no koi ye you me no. It felt like you went straight into the DNA. You brought in a very galactic energy. It's difficult to explain it without using third dimensional language, but if you can manage, imagine us here and another level there, and you're removing the veil between them, and still the DNAs, the codes of the DNAs have to be aligned.
Yeah.
So that the creation can be the same within both fields. So it felt like you were very deep into, it felt like a galactic part of DNA. I'm not a DNA expert, but that's what I felt in my body. And it was kind of seeded, like when you stand in front of a field and you're a farmer, and you kind of seed everything for it to grow, like a new playground, new creation. And then it started to mirror up. So I just saw what was here, and then I saw the upper part, and kind of was brought together, and then again these huge celestial bodies comes in and kind of support and oversees what is taking place. So it was it was energy that was very solid, it was very present, and it was also very prayerful. So it's like it's when I get that energy, it's like I can relax and I feel, yeah, I can trust this. I can rest within this.
Yeah.
I can fall into that space because I know I will be held no matter what my future brings. I don't need to know it. I just need to be present with my hands open and let it arrive, let it come to me.
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, that's how it feels. Yeah, for me it was a new one as well. But it was interesting because I was really working with my hands. I could feel energy coming out of my hands, and I recognized the DNA work in that, and I know that I have direct access to DNA normally. So sounds like a perfect translation. It's not my position to tell you that, but that's not how I meant it. It's more that it felt like the perfect translation so that I can relate to it. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Oh, funny. Yeah.
It's not for your body. It's always nice for our bodies to get a feedback that our humanness can relate to.
Of course, yeah. No, because if I would do this in the mirror, I would don't really recognize it. And so yeah, that's really interesting. Okay, so is there something for me, or is it next phase?
Let me see. No menia kai kokutene ia kata ne meia yeshikoto no oyo koto no me ya ko iketedini ni ya katatana amai keketene mania tokuro okoi koketene mania katakata agoi koketene ni mia kokuton no ikada ai shikatai no ikedia da ma ai koketene ni mia da dai ai koketine na nama no oi kokudini ni na ako kokudona na ni no oi kokudona na no yo ko. There was like a grounding, an expansion and a grounding of your field. It felt also like it's a little bit difficult to differentiate because sometimes it looks like intricate geometric forms. Other times it looks more like what we call typical light letters. So it was like kind of a mix of that, but it was very, very strong on your left side. It was kind of like your left side needed this more than your right side. Your right side felt a little bit more integrated to it. So yeah, it's actually for your body to because the energy you bring through is what we call far out. Even though everything is within it, still the distance from our humanness is kind of huge. So when we bring through that constantly and like you daily, sometimes your humanness needs a little upgrade to kind of balance everything that you bring through.
Yeah. Oh, beautiful. Thank you for that. Yeah. Somehow I knew, it was like clear knowing that there was something before I could do the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. And I was yawning, so that's for me. So for people watching it, it's always like it's bored of something. But for me, it's like it's downloading.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
some people don't know it, and they see you like yawning, like hey, it's not interested or had a bad night's sleep. But it felt like a download coming in. So yeah, it was really powerful, and thank you for that. I'm arrived at my belly button at the moment,
Mm.
and so
Now I understand why it was so strong in your left side. But, the energy that came through now was the grandmothers, native grandmothers. It was a very, very strong energy. And it was like I saw from the navel and down, actually from the uterus and down. It was like a vaginal opening, you know, like when something is actually birthing.
Yeah.
And it was a huge light. It became big. And it was this huge light that went down to the ground, into the earth, and kind of aligned us as a consciousness to another level, to another dimension that exists here, that is already ready for us. And it was like it was birthed and grounded as a message. We are ready. We are here. Can you see? We brought it through. And we did it in deep honest, in deep love, in deep sacredness. And I'm a star grandmother, and I'm going to bring through that energy to sustain this. Achmena ekitenne mi aikitenne eikia danayana eikonono enemi ayakaka denne ei enai enene me kiokotonone nahai keton anai kene nia gatan ananana. So it was like the star grandmothers came in and added like a diamond field. I'm not sure how. It looks like when you have a cobweb, you know, what the spiders make, and it's kind of, every thread within it is like made of diamond light. It was like something like that, but was brought down and added to the light that the grandmothers, the earth grandmothers brought in, so that you got to have a coming together of both lights from both grandmothers. And they were kind of standing side by side and watching that huge light kind of expand and expand and expand. And it was actually beyond beautiful, because I had a hard time not bursting out in tears.
You're allowed. You're allowed.
I always show up with my tears.
Which is normal, because sometimes it's overwhelming, and then and some energies are. It's not like crying for the things on like the human things we know. It's more like bliss, or so. It's and I can feel it, because it's really it was giving me champagne bubbles in all my body.
Yeah.
It's really like this very interesting to be the bringer of this information.
Yeah, it was, and I feel like it's like I have been waiting for this moment for a very long time, to bring this and for these energies to be brought together. And remember, this happened to our bodies. It's not something that's out there. It's happened through us, so we become it, and we carry that vibration.
Yeah. Very,
Wherever we go, wherever we share, only by being present.
yeah. Just so I have to be
Yeah.
present everywhere now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Really, yeah, amazing.
Yeah.
The combination of both, and yeah, wow.
But it was very I didn't expect this to happen. It was just.
But I
Yeah,
thought
very-
it's just about trust and no expectations. So
Yeah.
that's the good thing. Yeah, that's how. Yeah, it feels like how things work, and it's like.
Yeah.
And the more I don't expect anything to come, and there every time there are new different languages coming, or dialects, or you want to call it, and
Yeah.
they're getting more powerful, more very interesting, very interesting. It's just it's amazing for myself at the moment. There are so many things.
Yeah.
And then it was told to me that don't waste time on all the earthly things, just do.
Yeah, because no, the old stuff, we're not supposed to give it any attention anymore. I mean, it's like we are pulling our energy out of all those old creation, and we take them in and we transform them, and we give it out to support our new creation. So we're kind of shifting everything.
It feels a bit like
That's how we collapse duality. It's by pulling
sorry?
up. That's how we collapse duality. We are kind of withdrawing.
Yeah.
Energy, our support of those creation, when we put the focus over to what we really wanna play with it. Yeah.
It feels a bit like if emotions go through me and Mother Earth absorbs them and transforms them into medicine. It feels a bit like that.
Yeah.
That I want to be. That I'm allowing myself to compare myself with Mother Earth, because I really respect it. But it feels a bit like that, yeah. Yeah.
And there's a many of us who on other levels have forms as celestial bodies, planets, stars. Yeah.
Yeah.
Most of us have at one level or the other.
Wow. Interesting. Okay. There's something waiting. But I have to first get back in the normal energy, and not.
Oh, what's normal?
Yeah, my legs are still really buzzing, so I can't really feel what's under the belly button. Is there something waiting? But I can't really. Is there something waiting on your side for us?
I can see if I can take something through that can support this. Ashramane no kikada kakoroi kakini ni mana a koi kakadana ni akata amai nana eoko kakadi diakodon nana ama yokodon nani mana I kikada nani nana I kikada nani nana. There was some elements of old energy that was kind of leaving our feet, our ankles, our calves, stuff like that. So they kind of brought in, like they say, you're not supposed to have this heavy energies when you walk around. You're gonna meant to tiptoe around and have some fun, like dancing around and see what comes next.
So you're becoming space fairies then. So that's cool. Okay. Yeah. Okay. And it really helped to release that. And so there, it's about 10 centimeters below the belly button. So it's almost in the pelvic bone there somewhere.
Yeah.
Mm.
I got this feeling that what is unknown is not unknown.
Mhm.
It's like the energy was penetrating a level of old energies that has been held in humanness, that we have to see it, touch it, feel it in order for it to matter, and in order for us to feel safe being around it. Because it had to be very tangible, and it's like, I don't need that layer anymore.
Mm.
And then it came in a lot into my head and the back of my skull, like it was working what we call the reptilian brain, the old way consciousness works. And it kind of, something let go, when that has to do with our perception of our reality. And then it went down to the heart, and it just sank down, and I felt myself, like tucked in this cozy, safe space. It was like grounded and present, and everything is fine. Everything is safe. It's like really, real anchor, that one. There's something for you here. Kushmenei eketonuma akokoteneme yoko teneniaka oho yotoneme iyokotene ayakatiana nama ayokekona otononemene iyakonkotoinomi anakatoiketenena ado niakataname aite no. You have had many lifetimes where you have kind of tried to bring in the energy you are bringing in now. And every time you have tried to, it hasn't been possible to anchor it fully in or to bring it in. And it has been a little bit slammed in your experiences of doing it. So it felt like for you that there was this layer of, it is safe to bring absolutely everything in and through now. Whatever it is.
Yeah, beautiful.
The spectrum, yeah. What you need to do is be very aware that you are present, that your body is very present with the energy, and give yourself some time after every session with your beautiful language, so that your body get the time to catch up.
Yeah.
With what is happening, because you are undertaking a lot of change also on a physical level.
Yeah.
And I could feel it in myself too, that actually bringing it deeper and resting in it in an even deeper level, bringing my consciousness as deep down as ever possible in this given moment. So that was beautiful. I thank you for that one.
Oh, likewise. Yeah. Wow, yeah, beautiful. Let's just integrate this and listen to it a couple of times. I think that will help as well.
Yeah, I think so. Because right now when I check in on myself, it's like I'm standing. When you have this very lake with a completely still surface and you throw a stone, all the rings go up. I feel like I'm the stone that was thrown in the middle of that lake, and there's all these ripples around me, and I feel I just need to stand until the rippling kind of hit the shore, or until my body is kind of fully integrated, because this has been very, very intense.
Yeah. That was very intense. And somehow we bring it up together. It's interesting.
Yeah, and if you look at the last time we were together, it was like anchoring, and now it's like at the same levels, expanding it, lifting it.
Yeah.
So it's a very interesting pattern to see.
Okay. If people are watching this is for the viewers. I got a YouTube channel. Do you have one?
No, I don't. I have been in
Okay,
the
but
process.
you're on Facebook, so they will find you on Facebook. We would love to have comments and reactions and experiences.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And if people are being that open and willing to share that with us, we can take that into our next session.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So I will stop the recording. Thank everybody for watching it. If you watch the replay, this will be, it's a time capsule. So every energy is in there. So if you watch it, the energy will be there. And even for repeatedly watching it, which Inger already told us, it would be beneficial. So enjoy. I will stop the recording now.